So this is the demold. I really shouldn't be showing this. This is like skipping to the end, but there are lots of demolds to do. Welcome back to House of Papillons. I'm your tour leader, Terry, and today we're going to be working on some adorable, just adorable springtime little fun jewelry for kids, adults, anyone who just wants to have a little bit of spring in their life. So the first project here is a pendant that looks like a little chick in a shell coming out of the shell. And I'm starting off with some UV resin. It's the Let's Resin, UV resin, the regular viscosity. And I put white alcohol ink into this as well, and some crushed crystal, because who can't do without a little bit of sparkle in their lives? I think sparkle, this project, it's jewelry, so it kind of lends itself to sparkle. So we're just painting that in here. Now, I believe that these molds came from Amazon. Go ahead and contact me if it's something that you would like to purchase, or leave a comment, and I will look that up for you. So as you can see, my workspace is kind of stained and kind of a little bit of a mess. When I'm doing UV projects that are on clear molds like this, I like to put them on a darker background, because if you have it sitting on a white background, sometimes, especially with the lights that I have to record, sometimes the lights are glaring on the mold, and it's hard to see where the lines are, where the things are that you want to fill in. By the way, I am curing each of these steps between the steps. At this point, I do have a double-sided lamp, so I'm able to do the front and the back. But please remember that when you cure UV resin, you have to cure both sides. So if you have a one-sided lamp, which I did forever, you need to, when you're what I do is, normally when I'm finished the project, I'll turn it over and give the entire back of it a cure, which in this case, it's really the front of it. We're working on this mold upside down, so the front is really what we're doing. So this is some Let's Resin Lemon Yellow alcohol ink in the regular Let's Resin, regular viscosity. And I've also added some of this gorgeous marabou ink in the gold glitter. I'm trying to look at the bottle now to see. That was the glitter gold bronze green. And it just, you can see in the cup, I know it's pretty easy to see on this shot. You can see that it adds some glitter to the chick in the middle of the necklace. So I absolutely love these marabou inks. I've ordered all of them. Gotta say, I use them even more than I thought I would. They're very, very pretty. These particular molds have places in them that kind of protrude up, so that's where the chick's eyes and beak, I think, would be. So it takes a couple minutes to go around and make sure that I'm filling this nicely, and then I get that bail up there so that we have a way to hang it when it's done. So this kind of project probably would be, I'm thinking a child might like this to hang as a pendant for the season. This alcohol ink, I believe, is peach red mixed with orange. That is the Let's Resin alcohol ink, and I believe it's peach red mixed with orange. Peach red is more of a pinky color, and or not more of, it's a pink color. And I wanted this to be a little more orange because, frankly, I wasn't really sure what the center of this shell was supposed to be, but I wanted it to be different because it was there and it was all carved out. So I thought, well, let's make it a different color. And I don't think the outside. And then looking back, I really should have made that sort of a blue, like a robin's egg blue. That would have been so pretty. I mean, I can do it again. It's not like, we can do it again. And now I'm mixing up my white again with the crushed crystal. And I'm going to cover the entire back to make the entire back solid and one cohesive piece in the back. And again, it's sparkly. And oh, by the way, we're going to add more sparkle to these. It's jewelry, people. It's jewelry. So we're making that nice and even. And what's really cool about this video that you're watching is you're going to get to see several demolds. We're spreading the demolds. Oops, apparently I filled it a little too much. And in about a second, okay, still cleaning it up. But these really are fun to do, and for these specifically, I think that kids would really like these. I mean, I know some adults that would wear these, certainly. On one day. It's not like it's not your finest jewelry, but it's fun. It's just fun. Come on, people. Let's have some fun. There's not enough fun in the world. Okay, and we're putting this down, and here's the demold, as promised. Aw, how cute. How adorbs. Okay, so ignore my yellow stained hands. Apparently when I opened the yellow, it leaked, and I cleaned it off as best I could, washed my hands. I will have you know that yellow was on my hands through several hair washings. Man, it wasn't pretty. So we're on to our second little chick friend, and this one is wearing a little shell hat where they have come out of their shell and they, the hat stayed on. So I thought that was cute. So we're going with it. And this is also the white alcohol ink mixed with crushed crystal. And we're just getting that all in there. And again, between each step, I'm curing them because that's one way to ensure that this part isn't going to flow into the next part. And, it makes it much more of an insurance that it's going to be done cleanly. And I think I'm going down to the bottom of the shell now, the body. These are just so fun. Spring is threatening to come. Spring has announced that it's on its way, and I love this time of year when things are starting to bloom or bud really in my area, and it's just there's new life you know, just fun and naturally prettier weather and things to look forward to. So doing these projects just gets you right in the mood. Now, this, if you'll notice, there's a really thin area between this little bow tie and the top of the shell, and I'm just ever so gingerly gonna drip that in there and let the resin take the lead and do what it's gonna do, because it's gonna seep into that little area. Put it this way, if I didn't want it to go in the area, it would go in the area. You know how it is. Some of us talk about resin like it has its own mind, but sometimes sometimes I think it does. So yeah, that's what is gonna happen here. There, I'm trying to do that really skinny part, and it's really not, with you, especially dealing with UV resin, it's a little bit more forgiving in that if I were to go over, I could take one of my little eyeliner um, buds and just scrape that off there before I cured it. Now that bottom part is cured or partially cured, and now I'm doing the face with this yellow that's mixed with that Marabou alcohol ink. Oh, do yourself a favor and look up the Marabou alcohol inks. I believe I bought all of mine on Amazon, because I've bought every color at this point because they are pretty. And sometimes if you just need a dash of color or a dash of a little tiny sparkle, because if you can see in my cup, this is not like a glitter. It's a shimmer or a sparkle, and it's still, your resin is still translucent, but it gives it a little bit of a sparkle. And you're going to see me do a little bit of cleanup here. On the head there that was yellow, it's running down into the bottom of the shell. So I took one of my little buds and I'm trying to soak some of that up and get it out of there. I got some of it. I didn't get all of it. And then I thought, let me just, this is going to be sandwiched in between another layer of white. So let me just see. And you'll see, it worked out fine. I did not see that yellow on the other side. So you'll see, it all works. And I believe now I'm pouring the back. And again, this is white alcohol ink with crushed crystal. Cute as a button. Wow, from this angle, I'm looking at it going, why did I pour more in there? But I guess to my vantage point, live, it needed more. Okay, so we demolded this one. And as you can see up at the bail, it's going to need a little bit of a trim. But these, they're so thin. Everything is so thin. I literally do it with a teeny tiny little pair of scissors and, get this all taken care of. It's an easy, it's supposed to be relaxing process. So don't stress about these things. They're supposed to be cute and fun, and kids love them, and it's fun. There he is. So we're moving on now to these eggs that I think are just adorable. And they're egg shaped, and I do make 2 of each of these, even though you're only going to see 1 of each of these made. But I did make a partner to it, and they're eggs that have designs in them. And this is, I believe, the peach red in all on its own. And the peach red is a very, very pink color, almost fuchsia. And I'm just filling in one of these flowers on, well, this is really the back, but it'll look like the front. These molds were so easy to work with. If you don't mind doing little intricate things, and sometimes that's what I'm in the mood for. How about you? Are you more of a pour person, or are you more of a you like to do these really detailed things? I'm a mixture of both. It just depends on what mood I'm in, what I feel like doing, and how much time I have to do it. So, in a second, you're going to see me pick up. I decided, oh, that's not nearly enough sparkle and shine. So I have these little pots, which I think are made for nail embellishments. And they have the mylar, the little tiny mylar flakes. And these flakes come in a myriad of different forms. I have bigger flakes that I've cut up. I had just, you don't even know. And how many flakes I have. But these little pots, they're teeny tiny little flakes because they're, I believe, probably meant for nails. And as you can see, I'm pushing them in. I'm pushing them because they've got to go. Again, this is the back of the earring. This is not the front. So I'm trying to push them down into the resin so that they will show up a little better on the front. And I just think it's a cute little whimsical little accent to put in there that might catch the light, make them glimmer a little bit. I'm trying to pick up these pieces. As you can see, it's proving impossible. So I just go on. And I'm able to pick these up sort of one, or trying to pick up one flake at a time so that I don't go crazy. When you're using this little flake stuff, don't sneeze, don't talk, don't move, don't breathe, don't. These flakes, man alive, you think glitter is contagious. This is kind of, whew, it's a little bit crazy. But it's fine. It's so pretty that, you keep wanting to use it again and again. And I do. I use this stuff all the time. So it's a lot of fun. And then I tried to clean some of this up. I think in part of this, you're going to see me take one of my little eyelash tools. And, it's funny when you watch these back, because to me, that looks like it has enough. Yet, I don't know why I'm still going on. So, I think in person, these things might look different. But I'm saying to myself, Terry, what are you doing? Why are you adding more and more? But apparently, in person, I felt that it needed more and more. And still trying to futilely pick up. Because, they are teeny tiny little pots of these flakes. So you don't want to waste them, certainly. Okay, now I'm going for the eyelash or eyeliner thing. And you'll see me trying to clean that off. These little eyeliner, they come in different, how do I say this? Different versions of them. They're disposable. You can get them, I know, on Amazon, because I've seen other creators say that that's where they got theirs. I probably got mine from Temu, I think, and so they are so thin, and the skinniest thing that you have in your arsenal, you think is going to be fine until you get into a situation like this, and where you can't get this off. And these little skinny things, they're sometimes a lifesaver. in your craft. As I say, arsenal, because I have an arsenal. Now we're adding some yellow. We're back to that lemon yellow Let's Resin alcohol ink. And we're just adding that to the center. And I believe that has the marabou in it as well. Now, if you're doing a project like this, and let's say you moved on to your next thing, and now you're picking up the lemon yellow again, you have to stir it again. The marabou is going to settle. It's not going to remain suspended. This is now the next flower, and I believe that is the turquoise Let's Resin alcohol ink. And I just wanted a nice springy bright blue to add to this little colorful project. Love turquoise. It's one of my favorites. You're going to see lots of versions of turquoise on my channel because I kind of gravitate to that. And I think I've learned my lesson with, okay, stop dripping so much stuff in here. You're making a mess. And now I'm trying to spread it and make it a little more efficient. That's what we'll call it. We'll say I'm trying to make it efficient. That sounds awesome. And once I finish this, I'm going to wipe off my little tool, and do a little cleanup. And then put some, apparently, see, I am my old self. Keep adding more. And then we're going to get that yellow back out. And I think I was concerned about that color being on the edge, because if they're earrings, you're going to see them somewhat from the side. So I think I might have been a little bit concerned. And then we're adding our pretty little lemon yellow to the center of that flower. Now we're moving on, and I'm doing this flower in Let's Resin purple alcohol ink, and just filling it in like the others before. And for earrings and things, I'm trying to be a little bit more precise. These earrings, I could see adults wear these. I mean, I could see I have, some friends that would wear all these things. Everybody's not the same, and that's what makes the world a wonderful place. So, it may not be something you would wear, but you may have a child in your life, or even an adult who likes to dress for the season, and all that is wonderful. As a matter of fact, I may wear these earrings this year. We'll see. And then we're still doing this gorge butterfly. Flower. Butterfly. Where did I get that? Okay, now we're doing a green flower, and this is a very beautiful, I believe this is emerald green, this color. I didn't put as much in because I wanted it to be on the more springy, bright, springy green of the Let's Resin alcohol ink. Unfortunately, I think I'm out of green. They have, I don't know, a million colors of green, and I think I'm out of the actual green. So I went ahead and, I'm using other greens. This is fine to me. The tone of it all goes with these other colors, so that made me happy. And a little dot of yellow in the center to make them all go together as a family. And And now we're back to that, I believe it's peach red um, mixed with a little drop of orange. I wanted this to be more orange to blend in. These are fun to do on just a, rainy day. Make you think spring is coming. And in about a second, I'm now pouring the backing layer on, and through the magic of video, you're gonna see the demold of the first earring. This little tool that I'm using now ended up being kind of nice for this kind of work. It came in the baker section of Dollar Tree. It's not silicone, it is actually plastic. There's the demold. See the shimmer in the middle of, well, see the shimmer of the white, but the pink flower has that mylar in it. This is, of course, our second earring, or, well, it's the beginning of the second set of earrings. And again, it's another egg, and it really loans itself, I think, to, sort of a traditional, I guess you would say, egg decoration that they've placed in this mold. So I wanted to add some of our colors. This is, again, the peach red mixed with orange, making just a little orange line. And I think I'm changing colors here, wiping off my little silicone tool that I'm using. And I don't know why the pause there. That was, I guess I'm coming up with next I'm using the purple. Also purple Let's Resin alcohol ink. And, going in with this little design to add more color to this. Speaking of weather and spring, where are all of you from? Leave me a comment telling me where you're from. I'd love to start a dialogue with people from all over. That's one of the beautiful things about YouTube. Some of the other creators that I watch have people from all over the world. I'm in the United States. I'm on the East Coast. I am in Baltimore, Maryland. We're about 50 miles, give or take, from Washington, D.C. So no matter where you're from, everybody knows about Washington, D.C. And we're a state right next door, or to the north of Washington, D.C. So yeah. I think I decided to even this little design out and do purple on the bottom of this little design that's in the middle of the egg. And these were teeny tiny. I mean, the drops that I'm putting in there are incredibly small. But sometimes the detail is what brings a lot of these projects to life. And I'm big on detail. I know that probably half the time people don't notice the details that I notice. But, you know, it's my project, so, so I'm going to detail if I want. And I think I picked it up there to see, was there an edge to that? These little triangles. So I think I decided to sort of make my own because I don't think that there actually was one there, but I wanted it to extend. Again, this is something that nobody is going to notice but me. But, you know, it's my project, so let me obsess if I want to. And I think I do go in and go ahead and do that again on the other side. And again, it's alcohol ink. I mean, if I didn't want to do it, I could have just taken it off of there. It wouldn't have been the end of the world. Now we're moving on to some green design for spring. I'm pretty sure this is emerald green because I know for a fact that I'm out of regular green. They have several greens in the Let's Resin family of alcohol inks. And sometimes you just have to use the green that you have. So I probably put less drops in. And that's another thing that I love about alcohol inks is that, you know, you can make them as intense as you want. I mean you can't just add ink till the end of time because it's going to ruin the consistency of your resin and it's not going to cure properly. But for the most part, you can achieve, you know, great things with these colors to make them as dark or as light as you want. So it's between this one and the one with the flowers. I can't decide which one I like the best. But I absolutely love, I think they turned out just adorable. And I think I just have one stripe left that, after we do this step. I hope you all like UV resin projects. I don't do them all the time. I know this is only my third video, and this is again the peach red, and like I said, I don't do exclusively UV resin projects, but I know that people like them, and I know that the season is starting, so I wanted to get this video out because, you know, if any of you want to order the mold from, I think it was Amazon, it might have been Temu, but I can find it, I'm sure. If you want to message me in the comments, and I can find that for you if you're interested in it. So we're finishing up this last little stripe, and I'm pretty confident that I liked the colors that I did, and now we're putting the back on. This is the back again, and putting that back on, making sure that the bail at the top has made a full loop, because if it doesn't, we're not going to have an earring. And now we're demolding. Look at that, so pretty, so cute. So cute. And now we're gonna move on to what I call finishing. And I used some black UV, it's the black colored UV resin from Let's Resin, and I took some tape. If you can see, the back of these have the heat resistant tape. Now I filled in his beak and I made a mistake, and you're going to see me go back and take the black out of the beak because he shouldn't have a black beak. He should have an orange beak. But I'm filling in this mold, their eyes and their beak and some of those little details. The other one with the bow tie, those are empty. So I'm embellishing them, and gonna fill these eyes with black and the beaks with orange. Now this, the eyes in that one, they're just little slits. Because it's almost like the chick has its eyes closed, so there's little slits with eyelashes. That was entertaining to try to fill, but I did. And then of course cured it in between. Here's me trying to get the stuff down into the. Now again, as you all know, as crafters know, if I didn't want it to be in there, it would be in there like nobody's business. But if I do want it to be in there, it's giving me a little bit of a fit. So I kind of have to stab around and try and make it work. Now I believe is when I went in to do their beaks, and this is also orange. Let's Resin, the colored UV resin. These colored UV resins are very light in color, and that's why a lot of the time, I won't say, well, probably most of the time, I'll go that far, I will mix my own UV resin colors, because the ones in the bottles that are already mixed, I find to be a little bit cloudy. But I wanted so little of this, and it was for such a fine little detail that I just went with it. You'll see another project that's coming up that I went ahead and used these. And looking back, I should have done it differently. So now I think this is for the little bow tie. That I did the tiniest amount. I did put crushed crystal in there as well to give this bow tie something different, you know, just to make it look shiny and cute. Cute. That's what I should title this entire video, because they're just cute. It's almost like I only mixed a drop of blue and a drop of resin, because it's not a lot in there. And again, I think I said this back when I did the jeweled notebook cover video. What you don't see in the shot is that I have a tray that's an El Cheapo tray that I bought from Dollar Tree that that has all these little cups lined up. And as I do resin projects, you know, if I have leftover, I don't waste that. I keep my tray just covered with some paper or a piece of cardboard or something that's just sitting around my craft room. It's not near a window, and it's on like a bookshelf that's a little bit on the dark side. And these inks will stay mixed for weeks and weeks and weeks. I've never timed it. all I know is that when I need a little tiny bit of, a little tiny color, I will go ahead and do that. Now, I think I didn't mix enough, so I took the blue Let's Resin and just filled that in. And don't really know why at this point. Now we're looking at the front of these pendants, and I'm taking some little jewels, some little tiny jewels that I have in boxes, and I'm just embellishing them, dressing them up a little bit. I prefer to use E6000. That's my glue of choice on this project. And right here, earlier I said I didn't know why the shell was a different color, etc. Well, what I did was I decided to take some little jewels and little rhinestones and make just a little heart in the middle. And, you know, that gave it a little bit of extra sparkle that I think is cute. And as you can see, my glue tool of choice is a fancy toothpick. We're all so technical because I needed it to be the tiniest amount. So I don't know, do any of you use B7000? I did some giveaway things that I made for people for the holidays, the Christmas holidays, and we were at an event for work, and half of them, the jewels fell off of them, and I used B7000 instead of E6000. So now I'm using my E6000 because I didn't appreciate that. But I was wondering if any of you have had that kind of problem with B7000. It's always good to know. Or what is your glue of choice? I also like the Gorilla Glue a lot for resin. I was out of Gorilla Glue, but I do love E6000. I have never had something come apart with E6000. So I'm just making our little chick friend a little heart. I should have gotten out my little tray. I have, you know, those trays that you get with diamond painting kits. Makes things a little bit easier sometimes. That you don't have to keep turning these over the way I'm doing. And now I'm just pressing them down because I learned my lesson. Pressing them down to make sure that they're there securely for the long haul. Now, this next step, I had some leftover in my, as I say, arsenal of crafting supplies. I have some leftover rhinestones from, I don't even know what project. I'm sure it was a kit that came. So I decided to embellish the hat a little bit and make the hat match the bow tie. So I'm going to be putting a few little blue jewels on the top of the hat. And again, these were just leftovers. I mean, if you're the kind of crafter who doesn't throw things away, sometimes you'll have, 10 little rhinestones that you wanted for something, and you'll be able to have that. And these are just fine little details that, you know, bring a project to life. And somebody may look at it and go, oh, look, there's even, sparkly things on its hat, or, that kind of thing. I would notice that if somebody took the time to do it. I'm glad we don't record everything we do every day of our lives, because it's really kind of strange watching it back. I was thinking I may come to a point where I live narrate my projects. We'll see. Sometimes I'm concentrating too hard to be able to keep up a dialogue, so this is all this posting on YouTube is all a learning experience for me right now. So I am having fun with it and finding my way. Okay, chick number 1 is done, and I believe I put a little bit of pink on this one to match that bottom shell. These beads, I probably got them from Temu at some point. I could try to find them for you if it's something that you're interested. Just let me know in the comments, and I'd be happy to track them down. I don't have a clue of when I got them. They were just in my stash of embellishments and inclusions. So I'd be more than happy to try and find them for you, though. So I did get the tray out. That makes life a lot easier. If any of you have never done the diamond dot painting, these little trays, usually they come in a kit. So within the kit with your diamonds, with your rhinestones that you're gonna do. And I've saved them, and holy cow, when you're doing any kind of project like this where you want to use little beads, you just have to like rattle the tray, and it makes them come face up, so that you're not constantly turning them over, etc. Rhinestone inclusions, or embellishments, I should say. So I just picked out some of the pinky orange ones. These are in the pink family. They're almost like an iridescent pearl type of. They're cabochons, so they're smooth on the top, and when you move, they reflect another complementary color. And I think these are pink with an orange reflection in them. So again, they are jewelry, people. You gotta sparkle up the jewelry. And I've had these, and I had never used them, and I thought, well, if not now, then when? So there's stripe number 1 done. So the next few videos are also spring slash Easter related, because they're, I mean, I don't want to give it away, but they're projects that all are in the same family, but they're all the same but different. Does that make any sense? So I decided to go ahead and do them in a series, and they all end up so incredibly cute. They're little tiny lamps or night lights that you can make, and I really hope you come back for those. I think I show several different ways to do them, and I just had a ball coming up with the different ideas. And as you work on them, more ideas come. And so if you're anything like me in that range, you'll see what I mean. Okay, Terry, let's move along. By the way, if you like my channel, if you enjoy what you see and the crafts that I'm bringing, if you could take the time to like and subscribe, give me a thumbs up, hopefully, and subscribe to my channel, and that way you will see when I put out new videos. It doesn't cost anything. You do not have to be a YouTube member to be able to like and subscribe. And leave me a comment if there's, something you have to say. I will tell you, the first video that I did just a week ago, somebody commented that they liked the project and said they're going to do the project. And I'll tell you what, that made my day. That made my day. It made all of this worthwhile. And here we are with them all finished. I have some necklaces that I made out of simple black cord and some earring toppers that were flowers. I really appreciate all of you joining me. Hope to see you again.